everybody. Today I would like to share with you how I keep my feet, hands, and face warm while hunting in about 30-degree weather. These are barefoot shoes, however they are not very warm. This is my biggest challenge. So if anybody has any suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. This is what's working for me now, but it's only working for about 4 hours. This is a thermal insert that comes with barefoot shoes. Barefoot shoes are so hard to stay warm in because there is no arch support and no heel lift, which means your foot is pretty close to the ground, which I like. Barefoot shoes, absolutely love them, but I'm having trouble keeping my feet warm in the cabin. So this is what I do so far. Start off with dry, warm feet. No lotion, no moisture. I do a fuzzy sock here, a thick, very fuzzy, warm sock. Your biggest threat when staying cold is staying dry. If you have moisture on your feet or cold feet, it is going to be so hard to get them warmed up. But if you start with warm feet, that will be better. And then I put this long sock on top here. This is my killer socks because they're sharks. And I could probably get one more layer of socks, and that's about it for these boots. I just literally cannot fit another. They're so thick as it is with those fluffy socks. I put my Long Johns on, or some people call them like thermal clothing. I tucked that down, and then I tucked my sweatpants on top of it. And then the key to, I put one finger between my two toes here, my big toe, and then the rest of my feet, I fold it in like that. And then this is my trick to putting on a boot like that. You keep your toes pinched until your foot is all the way in, then you open it up, and then there will be no toe pulling, no uncomfortable, annoying sensory issues with the socks pulling on your toes. I absolutely cannot stand that. So here's me doing the same thing on the other side. I make sure that my feet are very warm before I do this, and I'm making sure that I'm not in a position where I am sweating or it might be, moist. And then when I get into the car on my way out to the woods, I do have heat on just my feet because, like I said, once your feet get cold, then you're done. This has been working for me in 30-degree, 40-degree weather just fine, and then I'm good for about 4 hours, and then my feet start getting cold. And once they get cold, it's over. Like, there's no warming them up. So if anybody has suggestions, let me know, because like I said, I really can't not wear barefoot shoes because I've worn them for so many years now that if I wear normal boots, I am just clumsy and I'm falling and my feet hurt and they're so uncomfortable. Barefoot shoes also have a square tip toe. So I'm just so used to barefoot shoes, I can't go back. So if you have any suggestions that would not hinder that, please let me know. And that's how I do my feet. Moving on to my face and hands, I wear what's called a neck gaiter. And you can get these pretty much anywhere online, and they come in all different forms. I like this breathable one. It's cotton and it's pretty thin. I can't stand my ears being covered while I'm hunting. So this allows me, I tuck it over my sock hat, and that allows my ears to stay warm. But if I put my hood up and I move my head like this, it makes like a muffled sound against my ears, and I cannot stand that. I am already hard of hearing, and I just don't like my ears covered. I like to be able to listen to the wildlife. I wear these fingerless gloves, and then I have these loose-fitting gloves that go on top, and they have grips on them. I use these gloves when walking in the woods, when climbing up the ladder, etc. And then once I'm up to the deer stand, I take my gloves off so that way I can work my phone, my bow. I'm using a crossbow right now. It's archery season. And between all that, I need my fingers for these. So fingerless gloves are amazing for that. Also things like my scope here and stuff, I need my fingers. So fingerless gloves work great. And then to compensate for having my fingers exposed, I just started using this about a month now. It is a rechargeable heater. It is amazing. This is a brand right here. It was super inexpensive off of Walmart.com. I wanted to say $10 or less, but I would not know without actually checking. This is it heating up. It goes up to 60. And that's when it's fully warmed. The only complaint I really have to say is that this side doesn't get hot. It's just this green side. But hey, it works. So I just kind of put it in my pocket. I keep it in my pocket, and then I alternate each hand in my pocket, and my phone's in that pocket. so that it's not getting too cold as well and zapping my battery. And I'll just kind of maybe hold it like this, but it works better when you have it in your pocket because in your actual pocket gets warm. And I use my front hoodie pocket, and sometimes I'll put my hand like this because it gets really hot, too hot for my bare fingers, and then that also warms up my hand. It's already warming up, you guys. Look, it's almost at 50. I'm not sponsoring this brand, but I'm just saying it's super inexpensive and I actually really like it. The only other complaint I have about this thing is there's no battery life. It doesn't tell you like how charged it is, so you have to, I guess, just charge it as often as possible because I have no freaking idea how low it is. And then it has a little clip here, but I haven't used it. You could put like a carabiner or something on it. And look, it's 60. So it is pretty warm and it just feels good. And I can put it like down in my chest or underneath my neck, my face. And it's awesome. I haven't had any issues with it yet, but like I said, I've only been using this for about a month. And it just feels really warm and nice. So that is how I keep my hands, feet, and face and head warm. Sometimes I will wear 2 sock hats. Again, I just don't want my ears covered. And then you can recharge it there. It's already at 60 and it's already warmed up. It's been less than a minute. Like always, thanks for watching, guys. And if you have any suggestions, drop them in the comments below. Let's make this a community where we help each other, not tear each other down. All right, I'll see you next time.